You can't get rid of me, bitch!
So yeah, that's it for Black Widow. Now on to our next topic. Of course, it is June, and you know what that means. Gay propaganda. Yeah, we're talking about the pride.
You got to leave the gay propaganda part in. That's good. No, we're talking about.
I can't take it seriously.
No, that was good. That was hilarious.
Okay.
Gay propaganda. Hey,
No.
put in the hey bestie.
Hey bestie. Yes, let's get it. Yes. Okay.
Hey bestie.
Yeah, it's Pride Month. So let's talk about gay films. We like and lesbian films and bi films and transgender films and asexual films and plus films. Okay.
Gotta be inclusive, yeah.
Yes. So we just wanted to kind of quickly go over kind of our favorite LGBT movies we'd recommend to you guys, movies that we personally like, and one movie that I think is not that great that a lot of people do like.
You're already shitting on my list, like immediately going into this. You're like, oh, we'll talk about some. Sam has a recommendation that sucks, but you know, whatever. We'll get to it.
Suck. We'll get into it, okay?
No, let's talk about it. Okay, so first on my list is Moonlight. I really like Moonlight from 2016. It won the Oscar. It beat La La Land. I think it's great because it does the Snyder Cut structure kind of a little bit, you know, or the structure of this video where it's like chapters. You know, it's got the three, you know, different settings. I like what is it, shot in Miami, Florida. I think having an authentic, I don't know about authentic, but having a positive representation of African-American men being gay, I think is really important, you know, for representation and all that stuff. It's just a really good movie. Mahershala Ali is a really great in a supporting role here, in like I think he was like a platonic like father figure that was kind of just taught him along the way, the main character, that you can just, it's okay to be who you are. I thought it was a great film with a great story and a lot of style to it. It deserved the Oscar, in my opinion. Lucas, you disagree with all of that?
No. Oh my god, you're trying to get me cancelled like on my own show. So no, here's the thing, and I've been saying this, by the way, since it came out. This is not the first time I've had this argument or been piled on for it. But I think that Moonlight is not in any. Let me flip the camera around on you and ask you, what exactly to you makes this such a great film for gay representation? Not that it's not giving representation, but what makes the representation in this film so great?
It has to do with, I don't want to
and I'm not talking about, yes, it's representing Black gay people. Yes, that's
what I'm gonna say.
No, because I know that's what. But I'm talking about the character itself. What is
can't refute you can't ask me, you can't set me up to refute your argument and then immediately like oh, but you can't say this. So my response would be having, because I don't want to speak for that community because I'm not part of the African American community, but there is an overarching sense of like masculinity that in sometimes toxic masculinity, and it's a journey about accepting yourself, and in the way that he does that, I think it's really good. And like he's not really effeminate, you know, he's like, I'm me, but I'm just happen to be gay kind of thing, and I'm a member of this culture and this community, but I'm also a member of this culture and this community too, and I just want to be happy, and I thought that was good. Now what do you hate about that?
Right. Now, it's not like that part that I have a problem with, but to me, the actual character itself, I do not see good representation from it, like for the gay community. I don't see a positive representation come from it.
What does he do that's so problematic in the film?
I don't remember the film much. I just remember being very annoyed about first of all,
is it the beach encounter? Like two homies giving each other hand jobs on the beach?
I mean, sure, they shouldn't be doing it in public, but
well, whatever. Yeah, who has it on the beach?
No, it wasn't that bothered me. I think it was, shut up. I regret bringing this up now. It's just, To me, there's nothing that screams like this is a good thing for the gay community. But obviously, I'm not a fucking black gay man, so
Right, it's
I'm
hard
not
for us to
going
sit
to
here and
resonate with it
right.
as much because to me, I don't relate to the movie at all, and because I don't really relate to the movie, I don't necessarily have an emotional connection to it. And what a lot of people seem to really like about this film was the emotional connection they had with it and how much it resonated with them.
Mhm.
So I'm not trying to take away from people's experience who did resonate with it, but I'm just saying where I didn't personally resonate with it, I can't view it as one of my favorite gay movies.
I get that too. So, but my question to you, so we've already established it's one of my favorites. And before I get
Yeah.
on to the rest of my list, I'd like to hear what are some of yours though?
On my list, sorry,
No,
that's
I
the
love
demons. We're
dead air.
talking too much about gay. They're like, nah. I like fucking hell yeah.
Do you want me
Sorry.
to just go through my list and have you respond to it or what?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
So one of my favorite movies is Call Me by Your Name, but that is also a little problematic with A Army Hammer
Okay.
and the age
Okay.
gap.
No. Moonlight sucks, but yeah, Call Me by Your Name is fine. Right. Yeah. Isn't that the one where he's like dating a guy that's like as old as his dad or whatever? Like, how does
Here's the
that work?
thing, though. Everyone takes a very American standpoint on it. They're like, oh, the age of consent here and everywhere in most of Europe is 16, and in Cyprus is 16, and like it. So to a lot of people, it's not this disgusting thing. It's just a bit weird. It's like, oh, okay,
So that's the thing too.
whatever.
I like okay, so yeah, I could date like an 18-year-old, but it would be
It
you
would
know what I
be
mean though?
weird,
Yeah.
but also it is also people forget it's set in the past for a start. And also I just kind of resonate with that more as a film, I guess. I don't know. I like the visuals, it's very pretty, and I like Timothy Chalamet. What can I say?
This goes into something I'll talk about later in another film I watched recently. But like, how do you feel about it? Yeah, normalizing relationships with older men.
Well, here's the thing, because it sounds really weird when you say, oh yeah, he's like, what is he supposed to be, 24? 24? I think it's supposed to be 24, and then Elio's supposed to be 16, 17. And that sounds really weird, but then you have people who are like in relationships where the person is 55 and the other person is like 40, and that's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, when you put
But
it that way.
I don't know. I personally am not in the situation where I am dating a 20. Well, I am actually, but I'm 22.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're
So
not
it's
dating
okay.
like a 30, 40-year-old.
Yeah, I'm not in that kind of situation, so I can't really speak to that. But what I can say is, if it's consensual, which in this movie it is, they're both consenting to it. They both actually like each other and have genuine feelings for each
And
other.
in the setting of the film, it's legal or whatever, right?
Yeah,
That's what you
it's
established.
in Italy.
Okay.
So it's like, and even like the parents like can tell like they like each other and are kind of like have that sort of chemistry that you only really get with very few people in life, sort of thing. So it's I don't know. I just like the film.
No, I'm sure. So is it what like in terms of like what are its like its film credibility standpoints? It's like the cinematography. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Is the cinematography good?
Luca
And direction?
Guadagnino to me is one of my favorite directors. His Suspiria remake is one of, in my opinion, the best horror movies that have ever been made. I
Okay.
absolutely fucking adore that movie, and it's not as good as the original. But they're very different movies, to be fair. So they're almost uncomparable.
Okay. Yeah, no. So I might have to see Call Me by Your Name. Then you might have convinced me.
Have you not seen it?
Never seen it. I'm willing to debate
Oh.
it though.
I think you might understand what I mean once you've watched it. In terms of when you're watching the film, it doesn't feel as weird because
Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm sure there is a like if it depends on if they're both really good actors.
Yeah.
Problematic personal life aside, but like so yeah, if they make it believable and the film writes it in a way that they have a connection, and again, like you said, it's nothing like illegal or anything like that. But I can see being compelled to like understand what's going on in the film a little bit more. Myself, being an American who is just
Yeah, I'm
hearing
sure it's
about the
really
film,
like fucked up.
and I'm
to
like, oh my god, that's the movie where Army Hammer grooms Timothy Chalamet. That's really gross, you know. So I'm like, that's just
But
that was my
let's be
apprehension.
clear, it's definitely nothing like, you know, a QC's situation. It is not
Right.
in any way like that. So
Like, so in the film, Timothy Chalamet's character has like agency and like and all that stuff throughout. Yeah. Okay.
well, it's a very strange kind of relationship dynamic because the kind of point of it is at first it's kind of the Armie Hammer's character who's very mysterious and off, what's the term, like offhandish, like get away from me, but then it switches and Elio starts becoming more distant and starts controlling and manipulating the relationship more. And I also think people don't understand. It's not a relationship you're supposed to aspire to have. And that's
That
made
is
very
good
clear.
context. Yeah. Well, because people often like, oh, the X thing is glorifying this, you know,
Yeah.
or like people like Joker's not, you're not supposed to be like the Joker, you know. So I get that if that's what the film, if that's what it's clearly saying.
Yeah,
Which
I
you're
can
saying it
see
is.
how you can be very much swept into the romanticizing aspect of it because it's in northern Italy. That's a very kind of particular place.
Who
And it's
doesn't?
got
Yeah.
this
Who
very
doesn't want to get
particular
on a
feel
romantic? Yeah.
and look. But that's the point. It's this very glossy kind of gritty-ish in the sense of the way it's filmed and the colors and the sound design and everything is very down to earth and subdued, so that you can kind of get more of a sense of the emotions going on at the time and stuff. It's a very complicated film. I very much recommend you watch it.
I do. I wonder where I could stream it at. We'll put a link in the description of this video where you can stream that film.
I don't know. Hopefully
right.
it's on a streaming service. Representation, guys. Come on, it's
Yeah.
Pride Month.
Honestly,
And
yeah,
get
they should
Moonlight on a streaming service because it is representation for people. It's just not representation for me.
Honestly, in Joe Biden's America, we should be getting every gay film sent to us for free by the Postal Service. I don't know what's going on. I mean, seriously,
Along with
Democrats,
the stimulus check.
and
I believe you guys are owed many at this
Have you
point. I'm not sure how many he's promised you guys, but I believe it's a lot.
dude, the dude still owes me like $600. It's ridiculous, but yeah.
And he's
Oh,
out
so
here spending money on this now.
I know you got bomb money, but you don't have stimulus money. Well, okay. No, I like, so anyways, the rest of my where's the rest of my Pride list? Oh, my Pride list is over here. So the rest of my, have you ever seen the movie The Danish Girl with Eddie Redmayne?
I love that movie.
I love The Danish Girl. A lot of people, man, we are just going controversy to controversy to controversy on this
film. Oh, is it because Eddie Redmayne's obviously
Eddie Redmayne's not trans? I understand that. Yes, I get that. There are like no trans, like there are no roles for trans actors. So it is really shitty that you create for your movie a role for potentially a trans actor and you give it to somebody else. You know, that's shitty. I agree. That aside, the movie's really cute. I like it a lot, and it's really it's an emotional roller coaster because it is based on a true story. So they have to adhere to some facts that are a little unsettling, especially towards the end. But seeing her journey to self-acceptance, Alicia Vikander has a great supporting role here,
and really supporting. She's supporting
literally, and it's again, it's just like we talk about representation a lot in this chapter specifically, but like this is another one of those where it's really nice, and it's really it's a good film. It's a really cute film, and again, despite some sad things that happen later in the film, it just left my heart I left with my heart really happy, you know, or whatever. And also, it's one of those things. The film, for those who aren't aware, the Danish Girl is about the first person to ever transition from male to female. So it's also nice in a way of like, you get that like, oh, look how far we've come. People don't have to struggle like this anymore. I mean, not to erase, a lot of people do struggle, not to, but the means are there, you know, in some capacity, and it's just it's nice to know that we've come some way with that. So I like so we're both in agreement that the Danish Girl's really good.
Yeah, and you know, a lot less people nowadays who are transitioning will die for the same reason, obviously, that
exactly,
you know, they have the proper sterilization tools and the clean equipment, and there's less chance to get infected, and it's much safer now to actually get the operation than it was obviously when it was never done before.
Right, and then there's a since it's a true story, and obviously it's about a person that transitions. It's no spoiler that they go through the operation.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And when Eddie Redmayne's character wakes up, the first thing she says to Alicia Vikander is, "I feel completely myself." And it's just like, I remember that being. It's like, I have favorite moment, not favorite movies or favorite scenes, but like moments.
Yeah, that stand out in your head.
Yeah, and like, so anytime
Yeah.
I think of the Danish Girl, I think of her waking up and just being like, I'm completely myself, and Eddie Redmayne killing that performance, and maybe just being like, good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her. And I love that movie for that reason.
Yeah, that final shot as well, like the scarf in the wind and everything on the mountain, and
it's a style. And we mentioned it, so it's, what is it? I forget the time. It's like a long time ago in a galaxy far away. But it's the cinematography and I always love when films get a chance to go all out in the costume design department as well, and they really did for that film too.
One funny thing about that though, I saw that with my nan, and we were not aware that he goes full frontal in that film multiple times. That was a very awkward. That was a very awkward moment. We were just kind of in there like.
Yeah. Not only does Eddie Redmayne, but Alicia Vikander also gets naked in the movie.
But it's a very good film, and the sound design is great as well. That's one thing that really stood out to me about that film for some reason. I don't know why. I just vividly remember when I saw that in the cinema, the sound design really stood out. Like the way the footsteps would sound on the wooden floors. It would sound really old timey.
They really, and it wasn't Tom Hooper that directed it, was it? Who directed? I'm so sorry.
I have no idea. While you do that, I'll quickly run through a couple more bits. I have Beach Rats. That's a great film. That's streaming on Netflix. I know that.
Sorry. So Tom Hooper, the director of The King's Speech,
it was,
and the director of Les Miserables, and the director of Cats, of all things. He directed The Danish Girl, and his style really resonates throughout.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god, could you imagine? No, don't worry. I was going to say, imagine like if he went to direct what's that show that's currently running?
Euphoria.
No. That would be interesting. I guess it'd be very minimalistic. It'd be minimal for you, but
well, you saw The Danish Girl and you remember it vividly. So how did you go? Oh, there's a piece of paper to this one. I'm gonna keep it on. So what did you think? Like, imagine going from like that style in The Danish Girl and then going to fucking Cats of all things.
That's what I was about to say. Like, imagine if he like somehow managed to do like an original movie of like had like trans rights and gay rights and everything, but with like the animation of Cats. That would take over the world in the worst way possible.
Oh, absolutely.
Like we would all go to see it, but we would all cry.
It's well established that the Cats is what created this alternate timeline that created the coronavirus pandemic and all this
stuff. China created COVID in response to Cats. No, I'm kidding.
They
were like, they saw the
trailer. They saw the trailer for Cats, and then they're like, "All right, release it from the lab."
Yeah, they were like, you know what? No, you do not get to inflict this on us. You've done too much, America.
You have done too much. And at the end of the day, it still wasn't as bad as Cats. Okay, next topic.
Exactly. Our next topic is, we have some quick topics we just want to go through with you guys. First of all, sorry, I just wanted to give a shout out to a couple more films I really like that are LGBT.
Yes.
I said Beach Rats, also Kill Your Darlings. That's got Daniel Radcliffe and Dave DeHaan. That's a great film.
Are they a couple in that?
Yeah. It's based
cute.
on two poets. It's a real story. That's really great. What else? Quickly, there was one other film I had in my brain.
Wait, what was the Daniel Radcliffe one?
Kill Your Darlings.
Kill Your Darlings?
Yeah, it's a good film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two poets that fall in love, and they're Dane DeHaan and Daniel Radcliffe.
It's a very filmy film. You know? Oh my god. I think it's called Disobedient or Disobedience. It stars Rachel McAdams and Rachel Wise, and that is a really great film. It's
got some lesbian representation here as well.
Oh yeah, it's really it came out not too long ago as well. I think it was like maybe 2018, 19. And I really wanted it to like sweep the award circuit, but it didn't for some reason because they're homophobic. I don't know.
Probably. It's probably
Exactly. Yeah.
The tea is exceptionally good today. Who made this?